What's up, YouTube? This is Rogue Alkade here. I got a video of a match I had at one of my locals during a small tournament. This is going to be Disaster Reset Dragon versus Gravekeepers. It was a pretty interesting match, but after I was able to read his kind of play, it fanned out pretty well. Made a few mistakes, but I'm going to talk about that. Small commentary on my thoughts as the match go along. Alright, so we open up with my favorite opening. Drago first turn, end turn. Amazing. Let's see what happens. I show him a Wyvern because he might think I'm trying to summon that later, but I'm just gonna hold on to it. So this was weird. He played Necroval and set 3 pass. I'm like, oh god, he must have crazy defense. If he has a bunch of defensive cards, that means I want to play and apply more pressure with Drago because I have another one in the hand. So I'm just gonna see if he can waste his back row. So I punch with Drago. He activates Compulse. I'm like, alright, cool, that's not that bad. Summon Drago, see if he trying to go for Compulse Warning play. Doesn't do anything. So I set 1, reveal Wyvern, he goes. He said a monster passes, that's fine. My turn, I punch. It turns out to be Sangan. He gets his search for Spy. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So Spy's gonna be a 25k defense. He's probably has some way to get rid of Drago because he can't get the Spy effect if I just attack. So he sets 1 back row, sets 1 the Spy, and go. I'm predicting it's the Spy at this point. So I use Mind Control because I want to take it. I have Delta in hand. I want to take it in sync. He desperately used, not desperately, but he uses Compulse to bounce it back. So I'm like, alright, he must have something to stop Drago, definitely. So I attack with Drago, Mirror Force. It goes to grave, that's fine. I summon my second Drago, no Torrential, no Warning. I know he wants to get rid of it. None of that activated. So I'm like, cool. I must have gotten through all his defenses. Set 1 go. He set go. My turn again. I'm thinking, okay, now time to apply pressure. He probably has like 1 or 2 more things to help defend himself. Attack with Spy, see if anything happens. I run into it. Take 600. Not that big of a deal, as long as he just didn't get his effect. So I'm like, oh cool, he didn't stop the attack. He probably doesn't have like a Deep Prism ready, so I set a totem, get ready to go off with Yamada soon. So is this Recruiter? He summons Recruiter, plays Wand. I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna attack with Recruiter and kill my dragon, but he decides to pop it first, so he can get his draws. I'm pretty sure he's having like pretty tough time. He probably has like no monsters aside from what he got from Sangan and the draw he just pulled up. So because it's a dish to the grave, he gets his search for a Necro card, Gravekeeper, Cardo. Guess he's just thinking what he needs to do. At this point, I'm like, yo, I just want to sink and blow up everything. Let's give it time. Okay, so he gets to the dog. I don't even remember his name. Whatever, the one that he ditched for Necro Valley. So then he passes. My turn. I'm like, all right, time for some craziness. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It wasn't Mass Dragon yet. It was Apocalypse. I flip Apocalypse in my head, thinking I can go for Dark End. But right now I'm thinking like if I really want to go for Dark End or just go for Scrap Dragon and start just removing monsters and doing bigger damage. So here I'm thinking. I decided not to use the effect. I don't really want to pitch. I want to pitch the totem in hand, but with Necro Valley I won't get anything back from it. So yeah, thinking. In the end, right, yeah, summon up Delta, want to pump to 8, pump a Pop to 5, sink for 8, and I go for Scrap Dragon. Now I'm pretty sure he's pretty scared of what's going on, so he just immediately activates Bottomless. And I'm like, alright, cool, priority. I'm going to target myself and pop your monster. I didn't want to pop Necro Valley, because with Delta out of my hand, only a Wyvern, and I believe this time I had a totem. I didn't have anything to get over at 25 defense, and I know I've been going through his defensive traps, so I felt this is a perfect time to apply serious damage. So I just want to get rid of his monster and get 1 good attack direct, and pretty much set up to keep draining out his options. He draws. He sets the Gravekeeper he just pulled because it's gonna have like 2,000 defense pumped from the field. And since I didn't space the field or destroy the field, he has no reason to really chuck it. So yeah, I attack. It wasn't a monster. I take 100. Not a big deal. Right here I set totem. I set 1 and I set totem. No, I don't. Oh. Okay, that's later. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Welcome back.
Set 1 pass. He's go, thinking.
We're sorely missed.
Oh yeah, here we go, Descendant. Finally came up, a little bit afraid of seeing him. He pops his monster so he can pop one of my back row. He picked Chalice, so for some reason I'm thinking about if I want to Chalice Descendant to negate the effect or pump my own monster. But if I did it on Descendant, he would just go to 2400 and beat over my dragon, so yeah, might as well just activate on Drago. It'll negate his effect, but I doubt he's special summoning this turn, and at least Drago will be a threat. He's on 2300 now, and he won't get killed by his 2k beater. But now it's my turn. Thinking of ways to get around this. I know I have Yamada in hand still, and I kind of want to just, because I've been using up his defensive cards, I want to use the opportunity to get one solid hit with Yamada so I could draw for max benefit. So yeah, okay, so I summoned up Mass Dragon. Since I have Yamada, I want to get Totem on the field or in the grave somehow off quickly. So I attack with Mask, he lets it go, I chain space on Necro Valley so I don't take as much damage. And so that Mask kills off. At the second I wasn't completely sure about the ruling again if Mask will still work because it's not affecting things in the grave. Pretty sure it still should work, but whatever, I space it so I take less damage. I was going to space it anyway because I want Drago to kill Descendant anyway. So, I get my search, looking for my totems, and I throw one out in defense mode. And then I'm going to make Drago attack, punch his monster, set 1 and turn. Okay, so he gets to place another Necro Valley, and he plays that magic card where he gets back 2 Gravekeepers from the grave. And he sets 1. I'm pretty sure it's Spy again, and he wants it to live so he can play Descendant next and then pop my card. At this point I'm so sure he's just not drawing any monsters. He's going off whatever he drew so far, so I'm trying to keep that in mind to control the game. I punch it. I didn't want to summon Yamada yet because I just want to get the direct attack once, not so much use it to get over this card. So I punch, take the 600 damage, and just pass. He summons his Descendant, sets 1, pops, and he goes for back row again, assuming, I guess, that he can just attack Drago. So he chooses the card. I choose Compulse and send it back. Now right now, I don't know, my senses were telling me don't go for it yet because he just set that back card and I haven't seen Trunchel yet. Trunchel's at 2, it's a good chance. So I just want to threaten him with damage. I summon the Wyvern he knows I have. He Trunchels everything. I'm like, alright, cool. Totem's in the grave, I can get him back next. And both his monsters just used from the Scryer is back in the grave. I'm surprised they actually set a monster. I don't know if he top decked it or not. So I have play Alexandrite Dragon to see if I can bait out anything, and I know I won't take serious damage if Alexander run into a big defense monster. Attack, it's Recruiter? Yeah, nothing much happens, so I just end turn. He summons up Chicken Wings and cuts Alexandrite to 1,000, which kind of sucked, did not see that coming. Then he synced for Brio. I guess right now he's trying to go for some big damage play right now. Where is it? Brio. Now, I'm pretty sure he messed up here. There's another mistake. I don't believe you get Recruiter's effect first and then Brio's effect if you want to use priority. Like, I'm thinking compared to Dandy where, well, yeah, compared to Dandy where Dandy goes to the grave and you get the effect, but you use Black Rose effect first. So, in this situation, I believe you should have used Brio's effect first and then get the search. If you want to use priority. Regardless, I let him get the search first, and he decides to bounce back 2 cards instead of just 1. Probably because I asked him, like, are you sure you want to just do 1 or 2? He says 2, and he bounced back both. I'm alright, cool, so I'm just going to change Torrential and wash everything out of here. Get this clear field. And I make a flagrant mistake here. For some reason, I put my set card, which is Chalice, into the grave For some reason, like, the mindset, like it's Scrap Dragon or something that just happened. I don't know why I did that. This would have been amazing, but just kept it in hand. But whatever. So I get my totem, standby, sack for Yamada. He's like, oh, what? Yamada attacks to 26, and I draw, I believe, 2 cards to my hand, 2 or 3. See, now if I had Chalice here, I could have just played on Yamada and he would have stayed. But he bounces back, and I said to go. He plays the card to get back the 2 gravekeepers back from the grave. I'm thinking, like, I'm pretty sure he's still not drawing monsters. If I up this now, it'll probably kill his momentum completely. So I'm thinking about if I could take a few hits if I use Warning right now. Not Warning, Solemn Judgment. And I just decided that, okay, I'm just going to Judgment this card and just let him not get any kind of momentum going again. So at this point, he's just thinking again. I'm pretty sure this is a little distraught about how the flow is going. Like, he hasn't really been able to pick up much pace, and I've been predicting most of his plays right now. He's summoned with Descendant and punches for 2k. I space the Necro Valley just so I can get a little bit less damage. And he passes his turn. My turn now. I have Exploder in hand. I'm just going to get rid of this monster. I don't think he has anything huge that can just kill me at this point. So I'm going to clear his field. Set 1 to end. He draws, reluctantly summons his Birdman. I guess he just really didn't want to use it now. It's the only monster he's been getting. Attack for 14, and I take it. My turn, he's low. He desperately summoned a monster he didn't want to use, and that back card has been activated all game. I'm going for a kill. Summon APOC, ditch a monster to get back Metal. Gotta remove APOC from Metal, Metal get back Drago, and just end it off with 28 and 19. It was pretty interesting game 1. Yeah, I'm just searching my deck right now. Pretty interesting game 1. I'm happy I was able to read out some of his plays. Next game was a little bit more difficult because he sided a pretty heavy counter to me. Here we go. I got back the Exploder and then summon Metal. Drago just for insurance. I don't want any shenanigans with like Gores. Just have it. Good habit to have. Yeah, that's game. So I'm gonna post up game 2, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Fair play, fair duels.